Welcome to Holiday Salute, a tribute to our armed forces.
Merry Christmas, everyone. I'm Joe Flanagan. For the 28th consecutive year, we at 13 News Now are honoring the thousands of Hampton Roads military personnel who are away on long and lonely holiday deployments. In the next half hour, we'll try our best to bring them a little bit closer together and thank them for their service. We begin with the Newport News-built USS Harry S Truman.
Well, Joe, for the USS Harry S Truman, this deployment is really a case of better late than never. Back in February, they were 2 days away from deploying when, because of sequestration and other unrelated budgetary issues, they got delayed. That is, until July.
I think our jaws all hit the floor, and we were just shocked. I mean, we just couldn't believe it because we had prepared so hard. And we have been training like crazy, so it's very exciting to be finally putting this, the effort into play. It's awesome.
And finally, inevitably, deployment day came.
I'm so proud of him. That's my only child. So I'm very much proud of him.
So today's hard though, yes?
It's very much hard for me. It's one of the most hardest days for me. I'm really sad.
They don't need much motivation. You just tell them the reality of the situation, and they get self-motivated, and they accept the reality of the circumstances and say, okay, well, we're going to be committed to being as good as we possibly can be, and we're ready to go when the Navy needs us to go.
What's extraordinary about this deployment is how ordinary it is. There's nothing different from my perspective in our training, our certification, our preparation. The makeup of the strike group is now a standard strike group. In so many ways, it's extraordinarily ordinary, which is a good thing.
And while that may be, there's no denying how hard it is for sailors to be on the other side of the world, 8,000 miles away from their families during the holiday season.
It is really tough. Missing the holiday times are obviously special times with the family for everybody, and you have to do a lot of long-distance relationship type stuff, emails and phone calls and things to try to maintain that closeness, that family tight-knitness that we all enjoy.
My thoughts on that is that I signed up to deploy. I joined the Navy to fight for my country, so I'm excited. Of course, I'm going to miss my family, but, I'm making a sacrifice for my country, and this is what we do.
It's like every time we go underway, every time we do anything, it's just a set of challenges. This is just a different one, missing the holidays. You just got to plan a little bit better. Make sure you have some things set aside so that they're already ready for Christmas time, for holidays time. And then just make sure the communication lines are open.
Some people being the first child and first time away from home, it's gonna be a little rough, but then it will slowly get used to it, and by the time that part gets here, it'll be just a breeze.
Yes, I will be a little sad. I have my mom and my brothers at home to miss, but I will always keep in touch with them by emails, phone calls, whenever I can.
Truman leaders, especially the chaplains, play a key role keeping the morale up during the holidays.
And from the spiritual side, faith and family are usually the two biggest things for people around the holidays, and most people, those two are intertwined. So we can't give them the family part, but we can give them the faith part. We run religious services for all the faith groups that have identified on board the ship and have a big enough body to have services. We have lay leaders, we have chaplains. If they've got a holiday around that time frame, we'll find a way for them to be able to celebrate as best we can under our operational requirements.
From the crew of the USS Harry S Truman to everyone back in Hampton Roads,
Happy Holidays!
The carrier's primary mission, of course, is to deliver aircraft and pilots where they're needed for the mission.
And the very best come from the East Coast Master Jet Base, Oceana. 13 News Now anchor Vanessa Correa spent time with the Truman's fighter squadrons.
You got it, Joe and Mike. Those aviators and their families, their crews, they are incredible.
And once again this year, they're coping with the separation and taking care of business.
Joe, we're here at Oceana, which is home to 3 strike fighter jet squadrons, all of them part of Carrier Air Wing 3, all of which are embarked right now aboard the USS Harry S Truman. Now, on this hot day in July, we caught up to members of 2 squadrons, both the gunslingers and the swordsmen here, to find out how they're preparing for their long deployment away from home. It takes hundreds of men and women to prepare these jets for their deployment, and these sailors take pride in their jobs.
I love my job. I love what I do.
We take care of all the pilots. We make sure that their gear is good.
And I actually keep up with the paperwork on our aircraft, all the hours that are flown. I keep track of all that stuff, so we have to stay on our job at all times.
all the while missing their loved ones back at home. For Petty Officer Second Class Asia Fuller, it's her mom and her little brothers. For Airman Apprentice Megan Deal, this is a first ever deployment and her first time missing Christmas.
I'm a baby to the Navy.
And she's sending holiday wishes to her parents, siblings, nieces, and nephews. For others more senior, it's spouses and children who will be missed. Lieutenant Commander Eric McQueen is on deployment number 4. He has advice for the junior guys.
And I think the big thing is take it one day at a time. Don't look too far forward. The end will come. Focus on today and get the job done, and it'll all turn out great.
Gunslingers pilot Lieutenant Clay Johnson is one of those junior guys.
We got married right in the middle of flight school, so she's been with me through this entire process. So we've been sharing all the highs and lows, including deployment getting canceled and then going on this deployment as well.
Trip, who are we going to mail the pecan pralines to?
Daddy.
Daddy. Yeah.
I'm stirring.
You're stirring.
We caught up with 2.5-year-old Trip and his mom Kate in October, putting the finishing touches on pecan pralines and other goodies for a special Christmas care package to send to Lieutenant Johnson.
Christmas presents for Daddy.
Baby Josephine, just 6 months old, is also helping with the gift.
It stinks that he's gone and he's away, but he's wanted to do this, honestly, since he was like a little boy. He's not glad to be away from his family, but he's glad to be deploying and going where the fight is and that sort of thing.
That same passion comes from Lieutenant Michael Scott. He, like many who serve, has a family legacy in the military. His father and grandfather, both pilots before him. They've given him some sound advice.
For 27 years now, this is what I've been working for, so make the best of it, and you don't know when you're going to get the chance to get out there and do it again. This is kind of my best opportunity to excel and to do what I've been trained for.
All of the sailors sending heartfelt holiday wishes to their loved ones back at home.
I love you, and thank you for dealing with all my craziness and all this, and supporting me and supporting us, and keeping our family strong back home. Love you, and I'll see you soon.
I miss you. I love you so much. Can't wait to see you.
Haley, Linda, Deanna, and my husband JC, I hope you're having a Merry Christmas. I miss you guys, but I hope that you know I'm with you at heart and we'll be coming home soon.
Merry Christmas, guys. I love you, Cynthia, Joseph, and Madeline. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Hi, I'm Matt Mulheron, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to a holiday salute. With me today are shipbuilders of the newly christened aircraft carrier Gerald R. Ford. They represent the skill and hard work of our more than 23,000 shipbuilders who design and build the greatest ships in the world. We're here to wish the men and women of our armed forces and all of our fellow shipbuilders a safe and happy holiday season. Thank you for your service. Happy holidays!
While the jets get most of the glory, there are numerous other squadrons that play key roles as well.
That's right. We're talking about the turboprops, the E-2C Hawkeyes, and the C-2 Greyhound Cods.
Right, Vanessa. Plus, there's the very important work performed day in and day out by the Hilo squadrons. I got to spend quality time with those folks.
Besides the jet squadrons on board the USS Harry S Truman, there are 3 Norfolk-based commands that are deploying. The E-2 Hawkeyes, a VAW-126, and the Cod planes, a VRC-40, and 8 MH-60 helicopters that make up HSC-7, the Dusty Dogs.
Well, I originally started off with the 60s on the smaller ships.
We caught up with the crews in Norfolk before they deployed.
Sometimes when they're flying, we're on, they might be up in the air, we're on standby just waiting in case that, something goes wrong inside of them, and then we come up and fix them.
The 8 helos on board Truman are constantly maintained, and logistics specialist Jeremy Norris secures parts and supplies. He loves it.
Couldn't ask for a better deal. I mean, there's, I get to go to work every day, and it's an exciting job. Deployment's not a boring thing, so it's not one of those, I have to be stuck at home working at McDonald's. I'm privileged to be here.
Jeremy has some great advice for his shipmates on this long and lonely holiday deployment.
When you're not at work, don't just sit around. Go to the gym, do things. get around, conversate with people. Don't just sit in your rack.
Commander Maggie Wilson is the executive officer of HSC 7.
Well, we do multiple things. We are a search and rescue unit, so we rescue anyone stranded at sea, including our own folks. We resupply the fleet through vertical replenishment and also transporting people for logistics. And we also have a combat mission.
Maggie told us the squadron transitioned from the older H-60s to the MH-60 Sierra helicopters nearly 2 years ago. There are 240 personnel in the carrier-based squadron.
I think that it'll definitely be different. It's my first Christmas away from home, but I know that I'll be thinking of my family and friends, and they'll be thinking of me.
It's interesting. There's a long process to get to do it, and then being able to finally do something where we're helping out other people out in the fleet is really awesome.
From HSC 7, happy holidays, Hampton Roads!
Transporting people, mail, and cargo on and off the carrier is the job of VRC-40, the cod plane. Old school flying.
It's much more difficult. Yes, sir. It's no fly-by-wire, none of that stuff, all manual controls, so. Is that good? It's fun.
One of the benefits for the crew is they don't have to stay on board the carrier on deployment.
I'd be lying to you if I just said that I didn't enjoy that. But we do spend some time on the boat when we cross the ocean. But yeah, for the most part, we're land-based.
47 crew and 2 aircraft on board the Truman from VRC-40.
I mean, it's a great feeling doing what we do, and especially when you're out on deployment and there's missions to make, and it's pretty exhilarating.
First deployment for some.
I was working in the airlines before I joined, sir, and I just wanted to be able to learn the aircraft and maybe, hopefully one day, fly them.
From VRC-40, happy holidays, Hampton Roads.
VAW-126, the E-2 Hawkeyes out of Norfolk are the eyes of the fleet. 2 pilots up front and 3 crewmen at radar terminals in the back.
The person sitting in the center is typically the mission commander, and he'll have 2 controllers, one on either side of him, to work different requirements as needed.
This command and control squadron is essential for all the aviation assets on board Truman. Sean Mahoney loves it too.
So it's an honor for me to serve with each and every one of them, and that's really what keeps me going.
From the seasoned veterans to the rookies, these deployed sailors and Marines are away from home this holiday season.
I'm a little terrified, but what can I say? Let's go. I want to see what's out there and have a good time and do what we need to do.
I get to wake up and launch planes off an aircraft carrier, opposed to what other people do for a living. So it's a fun and exciting experience all around.
We had to let these folks pass along holiday greetings to loved ones back home.
Hey guys, I love you. See you soon.
Hey Cassie, Sean, I know I'm out here floating away, but you guys are hopefully having a great Christmas, and I can't wait to see you.
Hi, sweetheart. Hi, Tim. Hi, Paul. Merry Christmas. I hope you guys are doing really well, and I miss you very much. I look forward to seeing you soon.
Just Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to my parents, Ken and Sue, and my sisters, Kara, Kelsey, and Leah, and to all of my family and friends. I love you all and wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
When the aircraft carrier planes and helos go anywhere, they're joined by an armada of surface ships. The small boys play a very important role.
The small boys Mike's talking about are the destroyers and cruisers, which are critical to the strike group's mission.
And as Mike found out, those sailors are missing home this time of year, too.
For the San Jacinto, the Bulkley, and the Mason, deploying with the USS Harry S Truman Carrier Strike Group wasn't even originally part of the plan. But with sequestration, plans change. And once the budget mess in Washington got worked out, the 3 surface combatants were reassigned.
And we've just been telling the crew since day one, it's going to be 8 or 9 months, and be ready for it. I think the best part is our training cycle has really prepared us for any mission that this warship can do. The crew has been phenomenal through the training cycle, and I think that we're a flexible force, and the crew is ready to conduct any mission that we're called upon to do.
This is true, but for USS Mason sailors and their families, being away at the holiday season is tough.
It's going to really be unfortunate. I'm probably going to be very sad. I don't want to think about it a lot, though, but because I just had my first Christmas with him last year and everything, and now our anniversary is right by Christmas, so he's going to miss our first anniversary, too, but...
Somehow you'll get through, though, right?
Yeah.
It's bittersweet because I have a family back at home. So it's exciting to go, but it's bitter leaving my family behind.
Well, that part will be tough, but that's the only contention I have about deployment so far. Is missing all that.
You know, the Navy gives us a lot of opportunities. We have email, we have, social media, we have phone calls every now and again. Just, you call home as much as possible, talk to your family. You can pretty much keep the balance that way.
So you think it'll be okay?
Yes, sir.
Over on the San Jacinto, same thing, doing their jobs while missing loved ones back home. It's not easy, especially this time of year.
This will be my first one away from my daughter, but this is what I signed up for. I do this for her, so that's part of the contract.
You think it'll be tough though, like when Christmas Day comes?
Oh, it'll be tough. It'll be a little easier because I've been in long. I've missed plenty of birthdays and stuff, so Christmas is not as big anymore, so it's part of the job description.
It's going to be different for me personally because last time I was single, I was new to the Navy. Now I'm engaged. I have a brother in the area, so it's going to be a little different.
How do you think you'll get through?
A lot of emails and care packages.
There'll definitely be days where it's harder than others, but at the end of the day, the mission comes first.
So we try to make sure that there's lots of events on board during the holidays to recognize the holidays on a special time. We also try to link families up with their sailors on board and back home so that care packages, so that families can have more phone time and video teleconference time. We try to be sensitive to that. So it is hard and a special time for to be deployed over the holidays, but there are mitigators, things we do, things that we put in place to take care of them.
The feelings are universal. On the USS Bulkley, they're coping with the separation as well as simply dealing with the stress of an 8 to 9 month deployment.
It's obviously a long time for the crew, it's a long time for the equipment, it's a long time for our families, but we've known for a while this was going to happen. We've taken a lot of preparation and had as much home time as we could and as much time getting the gear and the people ready to go.
So I've never been away from my husband or my children holiday time.
How do you think that's going to be for you and for them this year?
This is going to be very, very difficult. I know it will be difficult on both ends for them and myself, but at the end of the day, this is what we do.
It's going to be rough. I have a New Year's baby, so I'm going to be missing his birthday along with Christmas.
How do you think you guys will cope?
We'll be fine. A lot of internet time, a lot of email.
It's going to be the first time actually stepping out, no longer the option to visit, so a little nervous.
We're all a family on board here, so while you can't be home with your immediate family, you do have family here to support you, and you want to keep that constant contact, emails, phone calls when you can, snail mail, and just keep a positive attitude and just let them know that this doesn't last forever. We will be home eventually, and we'll be home safe and sound.
The Environmental Health and Safety Task Teams at Newport News Shipbuilding wish you and your family a safe and happy holiday season. Season's greetings!
Best wishes for a happy holiday season from the Pattern Shop at Newport News Shipbuilding. Happy holidays!
The second shift crane operators at Newport News Shipbuilding would like to wish you and your family a very safe and happy holiday. Happy holidays!
When you're in the military, being deployed during the holidays is often part of the job. It's certainly not the easiest part.
But the Hampton Roads community always comes together to help out.
Sandra Parker went to a special holiday celebration at Lynn Haven Mall in Virginia Beach and found that out firsthand.
Hey Joe, I'm here at Dave & Buster's where they are giving a holiday salute to our military for the job that they do year-round.
Lynn Haven Mall pulled out all the stops for these special folks, even bringing in Santa for this pre-Christmas celebration. It was complete with breakfast, decorations, and treats for everyone. Esther Popo brought her son Joel and her niece Giselle to the event. She and her husband are both in the Navy, so she knows what deployments, especially those during the holidays, are like from both sides.
It's a very honorable and proud feeling, especially when you get the support from the community like this. And it makes us know that what we're doing is not in vain and that we're appreciated.
She also knows celebrations like this, no matter what time of year, really help the children too.
The kids go through a lot. It's a transition stage for them. And, especially at young ages, for them to be without parents or one time or another, it's hard. Every day you try to move forward to the day when you come back home. But at the end of the day, you know you're doing it for a good reason, for the family and for the country, so it all weighs out together.
That's what helps keep Barbara McCrae and her 5-year-old daughter Madison going. Her husband is on the USS Roosevelt.
They miss birthdays, not just holidays, so it's hard. Saying goodbye, it's hard. But I know there's always going to be a welcome home, so it's nice.
But waiting for those homecomings can seem like an eternity, especially if that deployment is during the holiday season.
For many of these families, it's not just a fun holiday event. This is actually their Christmas breakfast.
That includes the Gillespie family. This special holiday breakfast is being held on their last morning together before Bill heads out for a 6-month deployment. After a decade in the Navy, they say they're used to deployments, but this one will be different because they'll miss Christmas together.
So it'll be our first one apart in the 12 years of service, but I'm sure that it'll be, a good one, and we'll make the best out of it. We always do.
What do you say?
That's what they and so many other military families do all the time, including the Beiser family.
Here to have some breakfast?
Just spend time with my family before I leave is awesome. So it really means a lot.
Dad Jerry is deployed this holiday as well.
Last time we were out, he was only 2 months. He was about 2 weeks old. So it's gonna be a hard one.
Especially for his 5-year-old son Ty. His biggest Christmas wish, that Daddy be home for the holidays.
That's because I love him, and I don't want him to leave because I want to be with all my family.
While Santa isn't going to be able to fill that wish this year, Ty's already working on another list of all the things that he wants to do with Daddy when he gets back from his deployment.
When he comes back from Afghanistan, we could do all the kinds of different things that I marked on for Daddy.
Little 2-year-old Dominic Garcia doesn't really understand what deployments are all about. He just knows that Daddy is not here.
He gets excited when he gets to see him on Skype, and then when he hears his voice over the telephone, he gets very excited.
Mom Janet was in the Navy herself, so she knows about deployments, and she knows how difficult it will be having her husband away on the USS Truman this holiday.
It's very sad to think I'm going to wake up and be without him Christmas morning, and he's going to miss not only my son's birthday, but Christmas Day and New Year's with us. So it's very sad.
But knowing the job that he and all the other brave men and women in our military are doing for our country makes it a little easier.
Knowing that he's out there serving the country and doing what's right and what's good, it just makes me so proud to be his wife.
Guys, it was quite a sight to see.
Oh, you're right. Thousands of people came together for an annual Hampton Roads holiday tradition, the Holidays in the City Grand Illumination Parade in downtown Norfolk.
And while there was much celebration, never far from anyone's minds was the troops who are deployed this Christmas and in harm's way.
Oh yeah, I would like to say to them to keep your head up, be strong, do what you have to do, and come home.
Thank you so much for all y'all are doing for us back here. We appreciate everything. You're giving up so much for us to be safe and free. Thanks. Merry Christmas.
Well, I'd just like to tell them all Merry Christmas and have a Happy New Year. I know it's bad over there, but just hang in there.
We just want to say thank you for all your dedication and hard work. You are doing an excellent job supporting and working on our freedom, and we thank you so very much. Merry Christmas and happy holidays to you.
They don't get to spend Christmas with their families, and that's kind of sad, but I would just like to say thank you for the people who are out there battling for our country and who can't be here for Christmas and stuff like that.
Thank you guys for your service, and we wish you could be here to celebrate the Christmas parade with us.
We just want to wish all the active duty safe and happy Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. We appreciate everything that you guys are doing for us, and you know, if it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't be able to sit on this curb and enjoy a Christmas parade. Thank you.
God bless them, and I hopefully they come back safe. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays and come back safe.
Come home soon, and we love you, and God bless America.
And thank you for your service.
God bless America.
Yes.
All of us at 13 News Now are proud to be part of this Holiday Salute program now in its 28th year.
To all of our military personnel and family members in Hampton Roads and deployed around the globe, far from their own hometowns and stateside loved ones, we thank you for your sacrifice.
And we wish you a Merry Christmas and a happy holiday season. For Mike, Vanessa, and Sandra, I'm Joe Flanagan. Thanks for watching. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, everybody.
Third shift shipbuilders from the USS Abraham Lincoln Refueling Complex Overhaul Team at Newport News Shipbuilding wish you and your family a safe and happy holiday season. Season's greetings!